If you are looking for previous year memory question for a strategic management and innovation in banking elective paper, then you are at the right place, because in this particular video we are going to see the memory based question along with explanation for the examination which was held on 24th January 26. So you will be able to see which type of question are more important, which have appeared, which topic is super important. So this type of question appear in the examination. So let's get started with our very first question. So we are given three statement, right, and related to strategy and strategic management, and we have to identify which one are correct. Let's examine them one by one very calmly in very simple language. So statement number one, the word strategy originates from the Greek word strategos, meaning general views or plans. Strategic statement number two, a strategic management focus only on short-term goal and not on the long-term planning. Statement number three, a firm mission define its core purpose and provide the foundation for future strategic shift. So option they have given, only one is correct, only two is correct, only three is correct, and one and three are correct. So these are the four statements they have provided, and you have to select the correct one. So let's get started with the statement number one. What does it say? It says that the word strategy, right? So please understand, this word strategy, right, it has its root in the Greek military language. It has its root in the Greek military language, right, and it comes from the word strategos. This is correct one, strategos, which means army general. Strategos means, Greek military language, it means army general. It refers to how a general plan battle and deployment, right? So how a general plan battle and how a general battle the deployment. Okay, so in business also, a strategy means planning ahead to win, just like a general plan to win a war. Similarly, in the case of business also, what happened, we make a plan, right? We are making the plan ahead to win, right? So that happened in the case of business also. Now if you look at the statement number two, statement number one is perfectly correct. Yes, it's a Greek word, correct, absolutely correct. Now two, strategic management focus only on short-term goal and not on long-term planning. See, this statement is false. Why? Because when we talk about the strategic management, it is all about the long-term vision. Strategic management is all about the long-term vision. It's all about the future direction. It's all about the sustainable growth. Okay. So remember, short-term goals are more related to operational management. So if you look at the short-term goal, so these are more related to the operational management. Okay, and a strategy is a long-term goal. Please understand, long-term vision, future direction, sustainable growth. So strategy is a long-term game, not just short-term. That's why statement number two is wrong. Now statement number three, a firm mission define its core purpose and provide the foundation for future strategic shift. See, what do you think about this statement? So basically it's focus on the word so-called mission statement. So what is the meaning of this term mission statement? See, mission statement answers some question like, why does the firm exist? Why does the firm exist? It answers the question like, what is the basic purpose? It answers question like, whom did it serve? Okay, whom it served. So remember, all these future strategies are designed around this mission, right? So this is our mission, and all the future strategy, right? Suppose this is strategy 1, strategy 2, strategy 3, strategy 4, all of them designed around the mission, right? So even when a strategy change, the mission remain the foundation. Mission remain the foundation, a strategy may change. So if you look at the statement number 3, that is what it is saying. It define the core purpose, and yes, correct. So it provide the foundation, correct. So what we have seen that 1 and 3 both are correct. So the correct answer to this question is option number D. Okay, so you can remember it like this. There is a memory trick I can provide you. So you can remember this concept like this. SMS rule. You may ask me, sir, what is this SMS? See, first has stand for strategy. Strategy means soldier or strategos, general. Okay, now second M is management. So management means multi-year thinking. Management is multi-year thinking. Okay, we call it long term. That is M. The last S we have is called a strategy. So a strategy flow from soul of the company. It flow from the soul of the company, which we call, mission. It flow from the soul of the company, which we call mission. So at strategy, management and strategy. Just remember, a strategy means general plus long term plus mission. So what we have discussed in this slide, let me just revise. I told you that a strategy come from Greek military word strategos. A strategic management is a long term planning, not a short term. And mission statement define the core purpose. And remember, a strategy changes, but mission statement gives direction. Now, question number 2 of today's session. Question number 2 is on your screen. Which of the following statement is or are correct? So we are given 3 statements related to strategic management and banking sector analysis. Let's analyze them one by one and sort out the correct option. Option statement number A. In strategic management, the term clientele broadly encompass current and future client and involve identifying who fall outside the scope of the business. Option number 2. Statement number 2. Corporate level strategy is concerned with the short-term operational task and exclude decision regarding the merger, acquisition or resource allocation. Statement number 3. In Indian banking sector, the bargaining power of customer is considered medium because customer can easily switch bank but often maintain account in multiple banks. So these statements have been given. The option they have provided 1, 1 and 2, 1 and 3, all 1, 2 and 3. These are the 4 options that they have provided. So now let's go through. Friends, before answering this question, let me introduce you to our strategic management and innovation in banking certification course. In this course, everything is structured as per the syllabus prescribed by the IIBF. There is a folder for theory and MCQ. We have divided the entire content in the 4 modules. Inside each module, you get theory PDF separately, MCQ PDF, and each MCQ PDF consists of 30 to 40 MCQs covering the entire chapter. Right, so MCQs also some people can revise, and many aspirants have cracked the paper using our paper. Similarly, unit wise arranged as per the syllabus, and also we provide you previous year memory based question so that you can check out the important topics. So if you want to get avail it, all the PDFs are downloadable. If you want to avail it, check out the link in the description section, or you can WhatsApp me on the number shown on. To this question, first of all, is statement number 1. It says that the term clientele broadly encompass current and future client and involve identifying who fall outside the scope. So yes, correct. See, what do you think about it? So this statement, if you look at, so it's talking about the clientele, CLIENTELE. So clientele does not means only today customer. It does not means only today's customer. Rather, what it means? It means it includes existing customer. It includes existing customer. First point. It includes potential future customer, and equally important, people whom the firm decide not to serve. It also includes the people whom the firm decide not to serve. Right. So, every business must clearly define that who is my target customer, who is outside my business boundary. And this clarity help in positioning, pricing and strategic focus. So every business, right, they must identify that this is my target customer, this is outside my business boundary, and that is called clientele. So yes, statement number 1 is perfectly correct. It broadly encompass current and future client, involve identifying who fall outside the scope of business. Now statement number 2, corporate level strategy is concerned with the short-term operational task. See, when we talk about this corporate level strategy, this is the highest level of a strategy in organization. Please note it down. Sometimes question may be asked, what is the highest level of a strategy? So please understand this corporate level strategy. Okay, so this is the highest level of a strategy. Okay, so why? Because it deals with the long-term direction. It deals with the long-term direction. First point. Second point is that it deals with the merger and acquisition. It deals with the diversitude or diversification, to be more precise. Diversification. It deals with the resource allocation. So we are talking to the context of corporate level strategy. So short-term operational tasks are handled at the functional. See, beside the corporate level strategy, we have the functional level also. And in addition to the functional level, we have operational level also. Okay, so these level, what they do? They handle the short-term. They handle the short-term operational task. Okay, they handle the short-term operational task. But if we talk about the corporate level strategy, it is incorporated basically highest level of a strategy, long-term direction. So if you look at the statement number 2, yes, it is completely incorrect. It is incorrect because they are talking about the short-term. No. Had it been functional level, then it would be correct. Now statement number 3, in the Indian banking sector, the bargaining power of customer is considered medium because customer can easily switch bank. See, this statement is perfectly correct. Why not? Why medium? Why not high or low? Please understand. See, switching the bank is easy. Switching bank is something that is easy, right? Because it increases the customer power. Switching bank is easy. It increase the customer power. But customer usually keep account in a multiple bank. So they are not strongly dependent on one bank. And bank still have some control due to regulation, minimum balance, charges, etc. Because of this balance, yes, bank has some control over the customer. But customer usually keep account in multiple bank. So because of this balance, bargaining power settle at the medium level. So please remember, medium level is there for what? Is there for bargaining power. So let's quickly summarize what we have discussed. If you look at the statement, so statement number 1 is correct, 2 is incorrect, 3 is correct. So the answer is only 1 and 3. Which option do you think is correct? Yes, option number C is correct. So what we learned in this discussion is that, let me just summarize you. I told you there is something called CCB rule. So you may ask me, sir, what is this CCB? First we have discussed is the clientele. Clientele means current. Clientele means current plus coming, which means future. Okay, plus cutoff. Cutoff means who do not serve. That is called clientele. Second we have is the C. This C stands for corporate strategy, which means CEO level decision. Corporate strategy means CEO level decision, right? These are long term. And I told you about the merger and acquisition. This is an example. And I told you about banking customer are between high and low power, medium power. So remember, clientele is broad, corporate strategy is the big picture, and banking power is balance. So what we have discussed, clientele include current plus future customer and define the business boundary. And then corporate level strategy focus on the long term firm wide decision. Merger and acquisition and resource allocation are corporate level strategy function. And in India, banking customer bargaining power is medium. Okay, Indian banking customer bargaining power is medium. So option number C is the perfect one. Question number 3 of today's session. If you think that this video is adding value to your preparation, don't forget to hit the like button. Please hit the like button. This will motivate me to make more such content. Question number 3 is on your screen. So we are given 3 statements related to managerial role and strategy implementation. Let's analyze this statement step by step in the simple language. Statement number 1. According to the Mintzberg managerial role, the entrepreneur and the negotiator are categorized as decisional role, while disseminator and monitor are categorized as informational role. Statement number 2. If you go through our content, you will be able to understand what are these roles, because we have discussed in detail in the unit wise chapter. Statement number 2. The spokesperson role is responsible for communicating essential information to external stakeholder, whereas resource allocator focus on managing budget and organization resource. The statement number 3. The strategy implementation is a phase of putting chosen strategy into action, which involve assigning responsibility and creating the necessary organization structure to support the strategy. So question is, which is correct? Only 1 is correct, 1 and 2 and correct, 2 and 3 are correct, and finally all 1, 2 and 3 are correct. Let's get started. First of all, look at the statement number 1. So it says that according to the Mintzberg managerial role, the entrepreneur and negotiator are categorized as decisional role. Very important question. Let's understand the basic behind this question. So we know it very well that according to the Henry, the name of the person was Henry Mintzberg. Okay, he says that manager they perform 10 roles. Okay, and these 10 roles are divided into 3 categories. What are the categories? Let's have a look. The first is called informational role. Informational role. So this role deals with the information. What are the things included? It includes monitor. Monitor means they collect the information. First thing, information role, monitor. Second is disseminator. Disseminator means passes information. So monitor collect information, disseminator passes information. In addition to the informational, so just now we talked about the informational role. After that we have the decisional role. So what it does, they deal with the decision making. Okay, who are the stakeholder? So entrepreneur. Please understand, entrepreneur, so they bring the change. Okay, they bring the improvement, or they are the innovator. And the second is basically negotiator. Entrepreneur and negotiator. Negotiator negotiate with unions. Negotiate with union, suppliers, customer. So the categorization given in statement number 1, what does it look like? Yes, it is correct because entrepreneur and negotiator. You get correct. Decision rule and disseminator and monitor are the informational rule. Okay, so just I told you that the decision role is entrepreneur and negotiator because you know they deal with the decision making, and the information role they deal with the information. Now the statement number 2, the spokesperson role is responsible for communicating entire information to the external stakeholder. See, when we talk about the spokesperson role, so they talk to the external party. Spokesperson, what they do, they talk to the external party. Okay, like you know, investor, medias, regulator and customer. So a spokesperson talk to the investor, they talk to the media, they talk to the regulators, and they act like a public face of the organization. The spokesperson act like the public face. Okay, and that is the point. Now what is the role of resource allocator? Because you will also see the term so-called, you know, resource allocator. What do they do? Think about it. So basically they decide where money, where manpower, where time will be used. So resource allocator, I told you now, they decide where money, right, manpower, how much time, everything is decided using the resource allocator. Fine, they control the budget, allocate resource between department and project. So if you look at the option that they have provided, yes, it is correct. A spokesperson communicating essential information, resource allocator focusing on managing budget. Exactly. Statement number 3. A strategy implementation is a phase of putting chosen strategy into action, like assigning responsibility and creating the necessary organization structure. Exactly. Statement number 3 is also wrong, correct. Why? Because the strategic implementation has 3 stages. What are those stages? The first is formulation. The first is a strategy formulation, which means deciding. We decide what to do. Second is a strategy implementation. A strategy implementation, which means doing it. After deciding what to do, we doing it. We done it. The third thing is, you know, strategy evaluation, which means, you know, checking the performance. Okay, formulation, implementation, and finally evaluation. So implementation involves assigning duties and responsibilities, allocating resources, designing organization structure. So yes, these are the things: formulation, implementation, and evaluation. So if you look at the statement that they have provided, let's come back to the question. So yes, 1, 2, and 3 all are correct. Correct. Very good. So friends, what we have discussed? We have discussed in this particular session that IMD, Mintzberg strategy. Mintzberg strategy we talked about. So remember it like this: IMD is speak and act. So IMD means informational role, like monitor and disseminator, making decision, entrepreneur and negotiator, decisional role, decision, a spokesperson, speak outside, right? And resource allocator, distribute resource, implementation is the action phase. So Mintzberg group are divided into 3 phases. IMD. I means informational, interpersonal and decisional. Entrepreneur and negotiator are the decision role. Inside the decision role come the entrepreneur and decisional, and monitor and disseminator are the informational role. Now let's look at the question number 4 of today's session. So the question is on your screen. This is a very important question. Just now we are going to discuss. Yes, which of the following statement is or are correct? So now we have been given 5 statements, and regarding the Pastel, SWOT and Porter 5 force. Let's examine this statement one by one in simple word. So Pastel analysis is used to evaluate macro environmental factor, whereas SWOT analysis is a comprehensive tool that evaluates both the internal factor and external factor. Option number 2. Within Porter 5 forces model, threat of government intervention is considered one of the first 5 primary forces used to determine industry attractiveness. Statement number 3. The threat of substitute occur when the customer switch to different product that fulfill the same need, while rivalry among existing competitors is characterized by firm jockeying. So these are the 3 options they have provided: 1 and 2, 1 and 3. So now let's get started. So what do you think? And last is the threat of substitute. If you look at the statement number 1, which is regarding the Pastel analysis, yes, it is very correct. So you know the full form of Pastel analysis. Let me explain. So you see, P for stand for, you know, political, right? E for economic, S for social, T for technology, okay, L for legal, E for environmental. So that's called Pastel. It does not analyze the company itself, right? So it only look at the external macro environment. So these are, external macro environment. It does not analyze the company itself. On the other hand, we have the SWOT analysis, that is S and W. S is called strength and weakness. They are the internal factor. W strength and weakness, and OT means opportunity and threat. Okay, so please understand this SW is the internal factor, while this OT is an external factor. That's why SWOT is called comprehensive analysis tool. It includes both of them. While PESTLE include external macro factor, while this SWOT include both internal and external factor like opportunity and threat, which are the external factor. So this is called the comprehensive analysis tool. So if you look at the statement number 1, I think this is correct. That is what it's talking about. Evaluate external macro environment factor. SWOT analysis, yes, correct. In statement number 2, within Porter 5 forces model, the threat of government intervention is considered one of the 5 primary sources. The Porter 5 force model include only the 5 force. What are the 5 force under Porter model? Porter model 5 force where threat of new entrant. Threat of new entrant. Second is bargaining power. The third is bargaining power of supplier. Here the bargaining power of buyer. And then we have the threat of substitute and rivalry among existing competitor. So now government intervention is not one of the 5 force, and they have mentioned the same in the question. Government intervention, no. Government intervention threat is not there. So government policies, regulation, law are studied under the PESTLE analysis, not Porter model. So option number 2 is wrong. Now statement number 3, the threat of substitute occur when the customer switch to a different product that fulfill the same need, while rivalry among existing competitors is characterized by the firm jockeying. See, what is the meaning of this term threat of substitute? Let me explain it. So friends, when we call the threat of substitute, it simply means different product, same need, right? So it means different product we have, but the need is the same. So I can provide you example of it. Like you can think of this threat of substitute like this. Suppose we have tea and we have coffee. Tea and coffee. Okay. So these are different product, but the need is same. Need is what? Same. Second example, Uber and Metro. Right. Need is the same, different example. So rivalry among existing competitors, same product, same industry, right? Company fighting for market share, price war, advertising battle, better offer. This is called, jockeying for position. This is called jockeying for position. This is described in statement number 3 is perfectly correct. What we have seen, 1 and 3 are correct, 2 is wrong, right? So option number C is correct. So what we learned, this is called PSP rule. P for PESTLE. PESTLE. So PESTLE, remember, it is purely external. Purely external. Second S is for SWOT. SWOT has 2 parts. One is called self, which means internal. Another is called outside, which means external. Strength, weakness, opportunity, threat. And Porter. Porter, remember, player and competitor. Player and competitor, not government. Government is not there. Right? Government included in PESTLE analysis, not the Porter. So PESTLE analyze the macro external factor only. SWOT combine internal and external. Government intervention is not a part of the Porter forces. Please understand. Next question number 5 we have been given 3 statement and cover banking regulation, strategic environment and cage framework. Let's break them one by one and in very simple language, and we have to select the correct one. For small finance bank, required proportion of A and BC to be allocated to the priority sector lending is 60%. An organization mission and vision statement are classified as a part of internal environment, while economic factors such as inflation and interest rate are analyzed as a part of external environment via PESTLE. In case framework, cultural distance is defined by disparities in GDP and purchasing power between 2 different countries. And the option they have given, 1 is correct, 1 and 2 are correct, 2 and 3 are correct, 1, 2 and 3 are correct. These options they have provided. Very good question. See what it is all about. So first statement, if you look at, it's talking about the small finance bank. See, RBI has prescribed higher priority sector target for SFB. That's called a small finance bank. Okay, compared to the universal bank. So remember, Remember, RBI has prescribed higher priority sector for SFB. Okay, so as per the updated norm, 60% of A and BC, it must be lent to the PSL. By when? By June 25. So this higher requirement exists because SFP are meant for, financial inclusion. They are meant for financial inclusion, right? And they serve a small borrower. They serve a small borrower. They serve MSME. They serve agriculture. That's why 60% of ANBC. So if you look at the statement number 1, perfectly correct. Now statement number 2, organization mission and vision statement are classified as a part of the internal environment, while economic factor like inflation and interest, they are analyzed as a part of external environment. Yes, it is also correct. Why? Because if you look at the internal environment, there are some factors. So if you look at the internal environment, so mission, vision, objective, organization, culture, internal. And if you look at the external environment, then we have the pastel analysis. We discussed in detail about it in the previous question. These are factors outside the control of the firm. So the classification given in this statement is perfectly correct. Statement number 3, if you look at, in the cage framework, cultural distance is defined by disparity in GDP and purchasing power between two different frameworks. So when we talk about this cage, please understand the full form. C stand for, cultural distance. A stand for, administrative distance. G stand for, geographical distance. And finally, E stand for, economic distance. Sorry for my handwriting. So cultural distance include language difference, social norm, tradition. And this GDP and purchasing power actually refers to the economic distance, not the cultural distance. What they have given, they have mentioned the disparity in GDP and purchasing power under cultural distance. No, you should have clear knowledge about this cultural difference and all this difference. And we have clearly covered in our study material. So we have seen statement number 3 is wrong. So what are the correct one? 1 and 2 are correct. Okay, so the correct answer is, I think, yes, B is correct. So please remember, 60 is for a small finance bank. This is the priority sector lending target. And mission is internal, economy is external. And C for cultural, language and belief, and economy, GDP and purchasing power. So we have some more question available in our this session. We will discuss in the upcoming session. If you want me to bring the part 2 lecture, just like part 2 in the chat box, in the comment section, I will bring the part 2 lecture. And if you want to get any kind of study material, feel free to WhatsApp me on this particular number. We have a complete study material available for strategic innovation and planning